Certified, free, prophesied, this my occupation. This shit I write, they done made the truth outside. That's why we on the corner trying to outlook at hostile. This I.S.U.P.K style, they stop now. Sorry, this couldn't last one round. Rise, let the rich more till the sundown. Enough with this shit, I'm to make it hot, call it compound. It's for my niggas with the guns in the drugs there. Dwelling in peace in the Lord, call for the blood.
Yeah, Shalom Israel. Yeah, Shalom Israel. We are the I.S.U.P.K out of 125th York. Been teaching the truth that the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are the 12 lost tribes of the nation of Israel under commanding Gen.YAHANNA, right? So when we say this is I.S.U.P.K and thing, right? This is what Israelites who are universal and practical knowledge, right? And that is really for the blacks, right? The Native Indians and all the Hispanics and them, all the people from Brazil, Colombia, Argentina, Venezuela and thing, right? All the brothers and them right there, right? Then after you Negroes and then after the Native Indians were holding on the reservoirs and them in the United States and thing, right? And more or less some of you all in Canada and thing too, right? So these are the people the Bible was talking about and thing, and this is we records and them thing, right? So when we come through from when we were small growing up and thing now, they make we just feel like, you know, all the disciples, everything was white, everything, right? Even up to today, they're putting white heroes and everything, and white politicians and everything else. And then after they make it feel like black people was just unique people that come out of nowhere, and we just wearing strings and a little piece of cloth and thing. When really and truly, I think we had our own people, we had all our own governors, we own doctors, we own engineers, everything, we own everything we could think about, we had it and thing, right? Goldsmiths and everything you could think about, we had it. So they make me feel like, hey, white people do we white people do we are good, because if it wasn't for white people, they make me feel like, hey, look who we is now. We wearing clothes, we have a house, we have a car and thing. When these people them strip we and take we identity and take we whole heritage and everything, and again more or less and move we from we home again, and now no other nation we destroy. We don't even know who we is, and when they check back all these things, because again now we Christian leaders and thing now. So now when you now if we were still like when you see what happened to all we brothers and sisters and thing, and know that, hey, wait now, we the people the Bible was talking about and thing, and brothers that would have looked to turn away themselves from all the crimes that were happening and thing in the communities and thing. Sisters wouldn't be the way how they dressing, the way they carrying on. And the men would have respect we sisters and them knowing that, hey, we come from a royal family and thing, right? A royal lineage and thing, and more and most important, we the Most High chosen people on the face of the earth. We the people the Most High give to rule, right? The earth and thing, right? So just like the Most High ruling the heaven and thing, he ruling the earth, but more important, the Most High really can't step his foot down on this earth here, because for instance, if we see the Most High, we're gonna be blind and the Most High can't talk to we, the Most High talk to we the body going and leave we all we body going and all the tissues, everything going and leave we bone, everything. So now this is we set up now the nation of Israel to rule. So give you the laws, everything thing, and we know it's a rule, use this for we and thing, and also now to rule the other nations and them thing. And now what the state we in now, that all the other nations are above we, because of these Christian pastors and them, again, coming under the doctrines of the white man and thing, right? And now destroying me people and thing. And when they go in the scriptures and thing, now we're going to see that, hey, the whole Bible was about black people and thing, right? So you take me my age is gonna be 36 this year, right? So you take me let me see, that's about going to 3 years now. 3 years, maybe going to 4 years to know that, hey, all these men and them in the Bible and thing is black men and thing is we lineage and thing, right? What the Most High was talking about and thing, and the whole history, everything was we and thing, right? So now when you again now, so it wasn't, it's either 35, right? And there's 35 going on 36 now, knowing and now getting the full understanding how how to deal with the people and knowing that, hey, this is we record books and things and we have laws governing we and things, right? So what happened now to all the great grandfather and thing now going to be mother and them right now again now coming back now we have to come back and teach them, hey, the Bible is the history book and things, because why? The Christian church again set up by the white man is to make we go against the Most High and make we sin against the Most High. Because there's nothing good coming out of the Christian church and thing. All doing is making we people just be failures in societies and thing, right? And ages and thing as we go along in this world and thing, right? It's just failure when you watch wrong and thing, right? So when you go in the scriptures now, you get to understand, hey, this whole book is about the nation of Israel, right? And anyway, I'm thinking of so go. Let's go in the scriptures now to see now. So this is where the pastors and them should be teaching we from since they're a little child. As the Most High say, keep on teaching your son and your son and your son, generation and generation and generation. They shall never stop and thing, right? So now what happened there? It stopped somewhere along the line, right? And who causing that right now? The Christian church and thing, right? So let me go into Psalms 147 verse 19 and 20.
The book of Psalms, chapter 147 and verse 19. He showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. He hath not dealt so with any nation, and as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye the Lord.
So this is the Mosai saying, you know, to Jacob, which was his forefathers and thing, right? He gave his laws, statutes, and judgments unto him. Never give it unto the forefathers of the East Indians and them, whoever there is, if it's Mother Lashmi, Lord Shiva, all of them. He never see them and thing, right? He never see to the he never give it unto the forefathers of the white man and thing, right? I mean the Chinese and thing, right? The Arabs and them thing, right? Never give it unto Muhammad and so on and thing. We give it on to the Jacob, right, which is the you know as in with the Most High change his name and call him Israel, because now he's a new person, right? So that's when we go through this like the scriptures and thing. Now when you come now serving the Most High and thing, right? You pick on you change on and that's like how we do it with Abraham before his name was Abraham was Abram, right? He come and he change the name, right? So same thing now happen now that the Most High come and Jacob now come in a new person now and he changed his name to Israel, right? So now he put on a new identity now, a different spirit now, right? From before now, right? And he say now, right? So he say he gave his Lord started unto Jacob, right? And unto Israel, right? He haven't dealt with any other nation on the face of the earth and things. So again, when coming back to the other nations knows nothing about the Most High, and the Most High knows nothing about these other nations.
Right.
Any way you want to take it, right? He knows nothing. The Most High don't know these other nations and the other nations do not know the Most High, because you haven't dealt with these other nations and them. You haven't sent the angels and them to these other nations and them. You haven't given these other nation laws. You haven't do any miracles for these other nations and everything you are seeing through the scriptures all was the nation of Israel, right? And this is now where the Christian leaders should be telling, hey, you black man, hey, we is God chosen people with the biblical Israelite made up of 12 tribes of Israel, right? See all them Hispanics and them, every brothers and sisters, the Native Indians and them on the reservoirs in the United States, every brothers and sisters, and you all Negroes all filling up all Jamaica, St. Lucia, St. Vincent, Trinidad and Tobago and thing. Yeah. And thing. You are the biblical Israelites and this is where the Christian pastor should be teaching you now in the white man pocket again now. Don't want to wake up black people again, because why? These other nations know, hey, as long as these people start to realize who they is and thing, that is for we know and thing. Now that hey, them know that hey, these people coming back now, we going the time going and change now and thing, right? So that's in the scripture say Jacob is the beginning and Esau is the end now. So this could be the end at this world here, and this is the time now black people now go be coming back to rule and thing. And this is now we shall just be waiting for this and thing, and we are praising the Most High in joyfulness and thing, right? Keeping all the laws, statutes, and judgments and thing. But again, it's not been taught to be brothers and sisters. So up come now the I.S.U.P.K now, and that's how they rightly start off and thing say the I.S.U.P.K, really Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. That is who this is for, just as the scriptures were saying, for the Israelites and them. This is not for nobody else, right? Right? So so now, again, now, so this is what the Most High was saying now. So give the Lord to Israel, right? So now when you go in the scriptures again now, when coming up in the Christian church now again, so they bring with them since things. So these like when you watch these things now, it's like you watch John, you watch Peter, you watch Paul, you watch Christ and thing, right? You see all these powerful men and thing, right? So now you go say, hey boy, you have a likeness for them, and what they do? They push the image of all these white folks and them, right? And then after now we have a love for all these folks and them. So now you start to hate your own brother and sister and things. Because why? When you watch what happened with your brother and sister and you watch what really taking place, now, you see everything. All the white man calling you good and thing, right? And when it comes back to black people at the bottom, they're in the jails, they're holding on low end jobs and thing. They're the one walking when come and walk in the road, we walk in the road with slipper. When we can't sell buy a slipper and thing, sometimes somehow we have to go and take pin and it's a hole in the slipper and thing, and we like wow, when we walk in the road and all and thing too, we the one walk in the road and the foot wet, all kind of thing, and from the thing and this is the thing what going on again, and no leadership to and no leadership for the people and them, right? And things too. So again now when you check back all these things again, and then after when you come up and all the same thing with that dolly and thing, right? You take a dolly and thing. Everybody since they're selling dollies and thing, they never up to now selling black dollies and thing, a dolly or brown skin and thing. But they do all the same thing. Push white dollies again. So we children and thing growing up with white dollies and thing, all the girls want to comb the doll, they want to comb the dolly here, white dolly here and thing. They same thing happening again. So establishing themselves again to the bottom and extending now the white man again above when is that hey, you should be having a dolly just like you thing again. So make it a feel like hey, black people are real ugly and thing, and you know what? White people are real beautiful. When them is the aliens and them on the face of the earth and thing, right? So now when we go in the scriptures now you go get to see now. So they push all these things and them right and push that hey, these the kings and queens. But when you go in the scriptures now, they go to see that hey, these is black men, right? And even the Most High, right? So when we go to Daniel 7:9.
Come on. The book of Daniel, chapter 7 and verse 9. I beheld the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit, whose garment was white as snow, and the hair of his head were like the pure wool, his throne like a fiery flame, and his wheels as burning fire.
Right. So this is here in Daniel now. So this is Daniel saying now, hey, behold, all these stones and I'm go cast down and thing, right? So all these big powerhouses. When we talk about powerhouses, we're talking like Germany, Russia, and thing, United States, England, and thing, and even the other nations and them too, like the Chinese, the Japanese, the Arabs and them, right? The East Indians and them. The Most I say, go take all these stones and them, all these powers and them, they go come down and thing, right? And now they're going to gain out. So this is the Most I say, you go take down all these stones and them too again, right? And now they gain a description now at the Most High now. So the ancient that days is the Most High, right? And thing, right? So and whose garment was white as snow, right? So now for the Most High now to have garments and thing, that means the Most High have a body, right? And thing, right? So for you to wear garments, they must have a body and things. So the Most High again now he have a body, right? And now we go on to say now is and was white as snow, and his hair on his head was like the pure wool. So now they're telling him that he on the head like pure wool, right? And which people on the face of the earth are woolly here today? The so-called black man, right? Are woolly here today, right? So the Most High again, that's how we been as chosen people again now. The same way he created we just like in his likeness and all too again too, right? So again the Most High have a body and thing, right? So that's how the garments and thing you see it, and then after they tell you it's here and all too, right? So now we're going now to we're going to our king now, right? Yahawashi now, right?
Right.
So we're gonna see this now. We go in two parts now again too. So all who don't want to believe in Testament and thing, No sin. I want to believe in the New Testament. I go and get the blue. And who don't believe in the New Testament, I go and get in the Old Testament and thing. So anyone coming now, say go and get a description of Christ in the both testaments and them two different prophets and then coming and giving you the same thing. Same identical way they describing Christ, right? So we will go to give me Daniel 10 and verse 5 and 6.
The book of Daniel, chapter 10 and verse 5. Then I lifted up mine eyes, and behold, a certain man clothed in linen, whose loins were girded with fine gold of Uphaz. 6. His body also was like the beryl, and his face as the appearance of lightning, and his eyes as lamps of fire, and his arms and his feet like in color to polished brass, and the voice of his words like the voice.
Right. So again, this is naturally a black man. This is naturally watch the day and thing. So when you watch it clothing in linen and thing, the best set of cloth and thing out and thing, and then after when you go on to it, you say they say we're going with fine gold of Euphrates and thing, right? So black people love to wear gold and thing. So again, now this is we king here now again. So same spirit again. Nothing in changing with black people and thing. That's how black people. That's how we rocking gold. Black people rocking gold. So even Christ was rocking gold and all too. So not like the boring pastor them putting on some dress, some long gown and thing, and they have to go and pee. They have to go and raise up. They have to go and raise it up and all kind of thing. And you want to know already going on and thing, and no one can really learn nothing. Even a young fella when you see them thing, you wouldn't want to go in the Christian church and all because watch how they do the first verse that describe how we can like rocking the best attack in cloth. And then after they tell you about the gold and thing, they tell you about the gold he rocking and things. So again, come to the I.S.U.P.K, come and get the understanding and thing. You know, I go tell you about hey, you know, person who wear no gold and all these things and them, and you go see it right through the scriptures and all too, right?
Right.
And when they go on now to verse 6 now, it says body also like the barrel, right? And his face like the appearance of lightning and thing, right? So again now when they push back when they go and look up everybody this white Jesus in everybody house and thing, and they say like he face the appearance of lightning. Man face very stern. It's like when they're watching Christ face, like you know a man going and rob a man and thing. Say nah boy, you see he feel like when I rob somebody else because I feel I might make it with this brother and thing. That how the appearance of Christ is when they're telling you in the scriptures and things. So like when you watch him and then when they go and get this white Jesus now and thing, it's like, yeah boy, I could go and rob somebody. This man go he go accept my apology, he go accept my forgiveness and thing right? Yeah.
You feminist like
Yeah, you feminist see. Yeah, right over that mic. Yeah, you feminist see. Yeah boy. I'll come back again and just continue doing wickedness and because you're not seeing that hey this man can really turn on me and thing whatever and thing because that was the Christian church post again and that will be pastors and then pushing on the line and these things in the scriptures again and thing, right? So when you go in here and when these pastors then go all the terminology school and thing, they give all the sermons and them, they're not giving them these things and them to come and wake up black people, tell the black people know, hey, Daniel by that we forefathers and them by Jeremiah, Isaiah, Hosea, and all these brothers and them, Paul and them thing that we brothers and them, right? Nah, they don't worry to say, boy, hey, boy, we's royalty, but we should be following brothers and them and the prophets and them in the Bible, boy. I think they're not gonna do that and thing, right? But you know what? They will follow we follow Mel Gibson and all these things and them, all these other men and them in the world and thing, all these stupid actors and stupid singers and all these things and them, right? That's what they will follow and thing, right? And then after all they went coming back to all these sports, Lionel Messi and thing, and if these things do anything for black people and thing, and people will go tell you how much appearance he make for Barcelona and thing and so go on and for much for Argentina and thing and then again when you watch like all these things and them it's not doing nothing for black people again, right? And then there's the same that there's extending the people above you right through.
Right.
And thing, right? And his eyes were like the eyes of a lamp of fire, right? So when you watch back and then go in the scriptures and thing, they was calling Christ and wine day back and thing, right? So Christ drink a lot of wine and things. Yeah, it was always red and thing. He wasn't no drunk and thing, right? So when you go in the scriptures, the Most I say, he make wine for we to be glad and thing, right? So that our wine was created for we to be joyful and be glad and thing, right? So any time I saw and even when you're done happy already and want to be more happy, and then you're going and things. So the both side the wine working. Yeah, you know what? Why my woman tell me she pregnant and thing. You come home, your woman tell me pregnant. You go and drink some wine, you're done glad already. You're gonna be more joyful about it and thing. You go and drink some wine. The same thing now when you're down to, the same thing the wine for and thing too again. And now it was created for, but not for you to abuse it and thing. I think drinking moderate, sufficient to you and thing, right? I think right. So Christ drink a lot of wine and thing, right?
Right.
And now we're going to the next part now is arms and his feet, right? We're like on the color polished brass. So now they get his hands and his feet now, right? Something, right? So now, which part of the white man's body is like brass brown? There's no part. Even if you go to under the white man's foot and all to can be walking outside bare feet and all to it, not reaching no color brown and thing too. So all these and thing is lies again. And you know why? Go and tell them out that and thing. And people start now. So the Most High wanted to know, the Most High wanted you to know that hey, he's a black man. Christ wanted you to know that he's a black man. That's why he put it in the book. So just how again now, you know that hey, not to like man and thing, and not to like woman, because it's in the book. So the Most High wanted you to know that he was a black man. Even Christ wanted to know that he's a black man because it's in the scriptures and thing, right? A lot of people go say, nah, it don't matter, it don't matter and thing. It matter because he put it in the book, right? And the last thing now come on, and the voice of his word, like the voice of a multitude. So when Christ talking, he talk very loud and thing, right? So again now, so that Daniel now giving you a description of Christ. Now. So let you go to Revelation now. So this is John now, right? So that Old Testament. So all who believe in the Old Testament, right? That the Old Testament and believe in the New Testament. Well, look the New Testament coming here now. Good.
The book of Revelation, chapter 1 and verse 13. In the midst of the seven candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man, clothed in a garment down to the foot, and girt about the paps with a golden girdle.
Right. So just how we went to Daniel when we went to Daniel again, goal again, coming down again, there's our next vision, another prophet again, things like can be one prophet that's off and things and all the next prophet saying the same thing now and thing, right? So again, black people love to wear gold and we king and so we king love gold and all too. So you're seeing it again, right? Go ahead.
Verse 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow.
Right. So now again all saying that Christ come to destroy the Lord. This is how a man facial features should be looking and things. So tell his head and his hair were white like wool. So when you check back here, the Most High Christ had hair on his head and also on his beard, and his beard he was keeping in law that hey, a man should not clean shave his face and thing. So like they say that Christ come, the Lord's done away with and thing, and all them say again now, and we have to follow after, just like how Paul say, follow me as I follow Christ. You mentioned not be clean shaven your face, and all again now said that they should again make sure come out the Christian church because all them Christian pastors, they always looking smooth, their head always shining and thing, and the face always good. I rather have a right to burn their head with some tap right now and thing, let the head sting them and thing, right? Because why they ain't teaching we and thing, right? And thing. So when you watch all them thing again, so this is Christ keeping the facial features of a man facial features should be looking at thing, right? Go ahead.
And his head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire.
You know, they come back again and say, it's like a flame of fire again. So same thing now happened. We were telling you that Christ drink a lot of wine, but he wasn't no drunk and thing, right? So again, not like all the brothers and them, as they wake up in the morning, you want to go and drink rum, whole day drinking rum, then after you're babbling and you know, and what kind of thing you want to fight, you're falling down, you're wounding yourself, and after somebody drinking rum to lose all your life and lose other people's life and thing. No, you know how was to drink the wine and thing, right? And thing, right? Go ahead.
The book of Revelation, chapter 1 and verse 15. And his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burned in a furnace, and his voice as the sound of many waters.
Right, so that's how we know already now. So in Daniel, right, and then only one thing take away there, you know, right? So that in Daniel, they gave his hand and his feet, right? So in Revelation here with John, now John just gave his feet and thing, right? But what remain the color, right? So what the same color mean, like brass now, like with burning up with this. That same brown, like it get dark and thing, right? So whatever if your hand brown, and thing it also your back going to be brown, right? And if your back brown, your belly going to be brown, right? And if your leg brown, your hand going to be brown and thing, right? So it's the same part of your skin color going to be and thing. So what Christ was a black man, right? You see that, you know. So now with the Christian church glory and thing, and now when you tell we people now to take down that and thing, it's like you're telling me people now, hey, go and kill yourself and thing. Because why? That was brought up in the house for years. You know, they feel like, hey, you go and tell me like you're taking a gun and point it and tell me, boy, kill me. They tell you kill man, then you know what? They rather take that bullet for that white evil man. When you go and look up the holy shit, the man is a pedophile, a murderer, a rapist, everything bad you could think about, and if you say this man did it and did it, and you know what? They rather keep that in the house and thing, right? And when it comes to I.S.U.P.K now, bring back the knowledge to the people and thing, and they're saying, hey, stay away from them. Stay away from them, brother, and them brother them in cult. But we need cult following Christ, keeping us as the scriptures say, hey, when we watching the scriptures, Christ had the facial feature, we keeping all them laws and them, right? You know, eating no pork, crab, shrimp, ups and things. So who really so which cult to follow? Follow the Christian church, and we sin against the Most High, or again now be different and let the Most High be happy with we and blessed with. That's what we have to do. We have to follow the Most High first against anything else on the face of the earth, right? So that Christ, right? And then I said that we king. So we get the Most High, we get Christ, and then let go to another king, you know, let go to Solomon here, you know, and thing, right? So this is again now we brother them should be like, hey boy, Christ boy, King, the Most High black boy, Christ black boy, now King Solomon, the wisest man ever walk the face of the earth and thing, answering any questions and thing, right? Anything come up with all the judgments and thing. I say always judge some things in the Bible and all like whoa and thing, right? Yeah, what? All right, but
The book of Songs of Solomon, chapter 1 and verse 5. I am black, but comely, O ye daughters of Jerusalem, as the tents of Kendar, as the curtains of Solomon.
right, so here King Solomon said he black and comely and thing, right? So just as again now when that woman walking down the road and thing and they see a nice way thing, but I know let's go both side and thing. Men see a darky, men down the road, hey darky, oh good. You're looking good and thing. I say thing now the woman and them so I guess darky does work both side and thing too. So men just compliment women with dark hair and the women complimenting the men with dark hair and things. So this is that's what he's saying, you know. So he say I nicer look on, I nicer look upon, right? So and that's what and you say what Solomon saying, I'm black and comely and things. So all you people and them want to hate our own self because of his black people. This is what King Solomon saying here, he's black and comely and he's proud about it and all too. Just like against Christ and what giving the description in the Bible because why he proud to be a black man and all too. The Most High and all too again gain it and all tell you that hey, he proud to be a black man and all too again. So which woman and if you say do like a proud man again, right? Following the Most High laws and then after wise enough to answer anything on the face of the earth and thing, right? And I who a black man and thing again. So who records again this is the black man records and thing, right? So we get the Most High, we get Christ, we get in the both Old and New Testament, Solomon, right? So let me go to Job, right? Job 30 and 30.
The book of Job, chapter 30 and verse 30. My skin is black upon me, and my bones are burnt with heat.
Right, so again now, say again now, so my skin is black upon me and my bones are burnt in with heat, right? So see now again now, this is Job again, right? So another prophet in the Bible again now saying that he's a black man and thing, right? So again, what's happening here again? All these big prophets are declaring I a black man and thing, and they're proud of it and thing, right? But not again. Who don't want to be a black man? You blacks is Native Indians and you Negroes and them don't want to be a black man and thing, and the prophets and them, and this is the people now we should be looking up to and thing, right? And thing, right? This is the book was selling the most sell book in the world. And all thing again, and why and who records it is black men records and thing too again. I don't want to be a black man and thing. Something wrong with black people and again come out the Christian church, because why? The Christian church not letting you know all these things and them, these prophets and them is black men and thing, right? These are your forefathers, King David and thing, right? Even Saul and all too, men, these things, Samson and thing, all these men and them and thing were black men, right? Them Acts 13 and 1.
Book of Acts, chapter 13 and verse 1. Now there were in the church that was at Antioch certain prophets and teachers, as Barnabas and Simeon, that were called Niger, and Lucius of Cyrene, and Manaen, which with Herod the Tetrarch and Saul.
So here the scripture now say there's certain prophets, right? Called Barnabas and Simeon that was called Niger, right? And when you look up when you go back and you go back in history, just like I think it was is a Latin, yeah, it's a Latin word for saying black and thing, right? So just like we are Negro, that is Spanish word for saying Negro, right? And now we are the English word for black and thing, right? So see again now again, right? So again, what they calling the prophets and them black men and thing, right? So the other nations and them calling them black men and thing, right? And so too again. So again, who the Bible belong to? You so-called black man and thing. Nobody else and thing, right? So all these prophets them you're seeing in the Bible is black men and thing. All the kings and them and thing, right? When you come back from the lineage, who the Most High was gaining orders and thing was black men. Was in the other nations and them, right? And then, right. So again, now when we brothers now knowing these and things, but these things were never taught to we now. You know what? Now you come and now you're having a happiness now to know that hey. No why, but I really and come. Let me really come back to the Most High Lord. Let me go and find the place to really teach me this something, right? And you stay in that Christian church for years, and he himself knew that hey, you know, Christ was black, Job was black, Paul and them was black men and thing, and so he keep on going in the scriptures and thing, and you keep on seeing it and thing, and because why the Christian leaders not teaching this to we people and thing, right? Right?
Right.
You Jeremiah 14 and 2.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 14 and verse 2. Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof languish. They are black unto the ground, and the cry of Jerusalem is gone up.
Right, so Judah mourneth, right? And the gates thereof language they are black unto the ground, and the cry of Jerusalem gone up. So again now, so who is Judah again? The so-called black man again, right? And now they tell you now the cries are going up, right? So when you watch around today again, so it's happening and thing. So all through this corona, all through the corona and thing, right? All through this pandemic and thing, you start to see a lot of things happening to black people and thing, right? And who's the one being penalized for everything going up and thing? And you know what? We so accustomed crying like we ain't crying no more. Like we just it just come so norm to we. But then when Andrea die and thing, and you see it already now, when them die now, it's like hey, you know why? Because them wasn't dying in the streets every day and thing, right? The women not dying in the street, getting raped and thing. And now you see now that so now they get a feeling how to feel like how when we sisters and them going and when we brothers and them going, but we brothers and them going keep on going for a very long time, like continue from ages coming on, like dying in the streets and thing, being raped in the streets, being tortured and thing, being taken advantage of and thing. You see it happening. You see it happen again when they went out on the boat and about 7 of them end up dying and thing. You see they come out and march again. So again, you see what they be going on again. So when black people think again, is there something the next one we just drop down on the ground and next you don't know already somebody that's going and nobody to help black people, nobody to help black people and thing. And all these black men and them. So when the scripture says the gates there of language and thing, nobody to say nothing for black people. All the black men them who have power, so called thing, Rowley have power, he can't say nothing for black people and thing. And then when we go to the business sector, when we go to all the business and the and like sports and then all the powerful men like Brian Lara, Dwight York and them thing, right? They can't say nothing for black people and thing. We go again to the music thing, Marshall Montano, all these brothers, all these people should be coming together and thing to help black people and say, hey, what is really going on black people? There's no power for black people and things. They get their language. So even we Christian leaders and all too and things, same thing happening and same thing happening again too. Can't say nothing for black people and thing. But when black people and anything go wrong, you see it and thing. You see what happened here, Ravi B and them keeping COVID-19 party and thing. Here comes second star. Ravi B gone. You know what they do? They put aside Ravi B thing. They put second star in the news and thing, right? And we're going, yeah, let me blast black people and thing, right? So black and thing. So them doing the same thing, but we getting blast. You see what happened again with the COVID-19 thing. All on the sealers and thing when them China and them they was having a little fun by bathing in the water. They line them up by the ground and thing and put them in bus and thing and I don't think the Syrians and them went and do the same thing. You know, they didn't put them up on no news, nothing. Who again happening? Black people again and thing, and it keep on going on. Same thing happened there, you know, with the doctor, the two doctors. We had Dr. Gabriel again. When she was in when she was there, she something they tell her she can't sit down there and think because she's a doctor and thing and she latch out it and things say hey, and she whatever she tell them and thing the fire she take away they take away she lights and everything. Now come this doctor again, and he say young doctor, he say all we have to say about black people do hire with black women and them for white name and thing. Yeah, going on. He still are you up whenever they went and keep them wherever court they went and keep and it adjourned, he's still working and things. So again, and what happened to black people and she went the girl she law, she degree everything in it and what going now she's selling fruits and thing and this is thing again happening again because why? These things happening to black people for a very long time, right? And continue. And you know how that go stop you black man, Hispanic and Native Indian man, till you come back to the laws, statutes and judgments and them. See all these scriptures, how we just keep on calling it just so and thing because we keep on just like how the prophets and them in the school was keep on telling me now said register we had so now we keep on we here to keep on telling you all these things so these scriptures will come like easy we had now to know that hey look the black scriptures the Jeremiah 14 and 2 Job 30 and 30 I think Acts 13 and 1 Daniel 7 and 9 so these when they keep on coming now it day in your head now so now you're getting familiar with your heritage and thing you know in the dietary law scriptures and them you know in like let me go in Leviticus, let me go in Deuteronomy 14, let me go in Genesis and thing. We know in the scriptures which part it is and thing, because why I keep on hearing it and thing. And this is what the I.S.U.P.K here now to come right through every week from 7 to 9 and keep on bringing it to you and say, hey, you know what? Someday I go to say, bye-bye. What these brothers I'm really saying is really true. Let me move away from the Christian church and thing, right? Because these things not really making sense, right? These things not really making sense. We ain't doing nothing. And then after I came to the bottom, we're really causing this and thing. And you know what? The brothers and I'm really seeing it and thing. You know what? Let me go and really hearken to them. Let me go and really hearken to them and let me listen to what they're really seeing and thing. Because why? Because this is the record and thing. This belongs to we. The Bible belongs to the black Hispanics and Native Indian. Nobody else and thing, right? Again, I need to come out of the Christian church, right?
Right.
All right, give me Matthew verse 19.
Book of Matthew, chapter 5, and verse 19. Whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments and shall teach men so, he shall be called least in the kingdom of heaven. But whosoever shall do and teach them, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven.
Right, so Matthew chapter 5 and verse 19. So whoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments and shall teach men so, right? So now when you go you want to go and be a doctor, right? You have to go and you have to go to university, somebody to teach you how to become a doctor and things like same thing when you go on to be an engineer or even a teacher in the school and things like so when coming back to the same thing now, a priest now again, right? So not everybody feel like you could go in you could just go in this Bible and just read everything and feel like, yeah, I understand the Bible. And the most I say, don't go off on your own understanding and thing. Because why somebody has to come and teach you this Bible, right? So just like all these prophets and them and thing, the Bible just didn't, these laws just didn't come to them and thing too. They've been taught the laws and all too. Even Christ been taught the laws and all too, right? So now when you go back and think, so who teaching you these? Who teaching you how to break the laws of the Most High? The Christian leader, Christian pastors, and them teaching you how to break the laws of the Most High and thing, right? And so now when you break the thing now, so they're making you sin and thing and adding you to sin. And then after now you going back again with your friends and them too again. So your friends could be somebody you like, you go want to vibe with and thing and you might be a friend might be something the same thing you like to do and thing. So now you causing your friend and them to sin and the same thing going on in Christian church again. Your Christian leaders and them making you sin against the Most High and thing, right? Because this is what Christ was talking about here and thing. All these scribes and Pharisees and them. So what it is now, your Christian leaders and them not teaching you the laws of the Most High and thing, right?
Right.
So now, when I read the second part here now, right? So whosoever that shall therefore break one of these commands shall teach men so, he shall be called least in the kingdom of heaven. But whosoever shall do and teach them, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven and thing, right? So you're hearing great in the kingdom of heaven, right? And then you're hearing listen and listen in the kingdom of heaven and thing, right? So these pastors and them here and they say, you know what? But you know what, I could go and take all them people and them tithes and thing and let me go and live that largest life and they go, you know what? Them going and keep the commandments, them still going and up and I go and keep it again. I tell them, but what them don't know and thing what the I.S.U.P.K know that that heaven just talking about the nation of Israel ruling. But again, if you do come back and to the Most High Lord and thing, you will get penalized for this and thing, right? So again, when you say least in the kingdom of heaven now, so it's just black place, just that you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian, man, you're going to be ruling the other earths and them. But also again, all who break the Most High laws, you're going to get penalized if you don't remove away from breaking the Most High laws. They're going to get penalized for it, right? So now these Christian pastors go think, well, yeah, we're going to take the people and them tithes and them and thing, right? Let them go and suffer and I go and live lavish and thing, right? Let me go all about the place, let me fly, let me go England, let me go Dubai, let me go in the States, go all in Hilton Hotel and spend the people and them money and thing and do all kind of thing, right? Come out to a road and when you're feeling thirsty, black people drinking water. When you're feeling thirsty, you're drinking champagne and thing, right? And you're having a ball. But little I know that when Christ come back, that heaven and thing, you could come back blind and thing, right? This is what the Christian church will tell you and all too again. That the most I could penalize, you could come back with deformed foot or deformed hand and things. So when people feel like that's the carnal thing when somebody born and thing, the watching the carnal thing or somebody born and saying, well, yeah, boy, something went wrong in the delivery and all kind of thing. That is the most I doing that and thing. He might come back, that same pastor might come back and when he see all the beautiful women of Israel and thing, how they're looking glorious and thing. It's saying like when we see a beautiful woman walk down, we say, wait, but not so there. Just imagine you seeing that beautiful woman, or just imagine that beautiful woman seeing you and like you, and a private park stand up for she and thing. This is the punishment, and this is the punishment the Most High go. This is the punishment the Most High go pour on you. Or again, when you watch back in history and thing like when we watch back in history like let me go back to like the white men and them was again now going against we brothers and them and killing we and raping we and whipping we and thing. There was like the low like the white men with low IPQs and them. So now again now you brothers and them now when you come back again the most I think again you might have to go and deal with some these nations with some things and no you don't want to be wrong and the most I could send you the things so that you saying that now you could be least in the kingdom. So where you people enjoying the kingdom, you're not going and enjoy it and thing, or you bring curses upon your body and thing, right? You can't no children, your private part can't stand up for no woman and thing, and all them woman beautiful in front of your eyes and thing, and you can't stand up and thing, your private part can't stand up for all of them, and all these things coming and thing, you're born in blind and thing, you're seeing like, hey, brother them playing some kind of they're playing something and having a time and thing, and you well, but what really going on there and thing, I want to know, well, who is John, who is Peter and thing, and why? Because why you bring the Most High Lord, and this is what the Most High bring it to that low, the Most High bring it to that low state and thing, right? And this again now the Christian leaders and them again, they don't know the Bible because why? The white man taught them the Bible thing, which that nation shall never been taught the Bible. Matter of fact, no nation in the earth shall be picking up no Bible to teach. No black Hispanics and Native Indians, only we black people. And now we have to watch for we black brothers and them, like Pastor Coffee, TD Jakes, Creflo Dollar and them. You have to watch for these brothers because these are the brothers them in the white man pocket and thing, right? Following the white man doctrine and thing, not teaching the laws of the Most High.
Right.
Isaiah 30 and 1.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 30 and verse 1. Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, may add sin to sin.
So most I saying, woe, that word woe means destruction, right? So woe to the rebellious children, saying the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me, right? So we taking counsel, but not of the Most High and thing, right? We taking counsel, all these things that are in the world. What the Most High never set up, and the Most High set up things for we to follow and thing. But again, what we doing? The Christian leaders and them now again not teaching you black Hispanics and Native Indian man that hey, the Most High have things set up, you know why? Because why? We don't want to hear the Most High, but we want to thing, and then after say, oh, I love the Most High and thing because I ain't killing nobody, and I might be and this is just the Christianity and thing because I ain't kill nobody and I ain't going to sleep with the Most High, nobody wife, everybody feel good that hey, you know what? Like the pork crab and shrimps and lobster, that small thing and thing. I do have to clean shave my face and thing. And the rest goes on long. I do have to celebrate the Most High feast days and the Most High feast days and thing, right? That small thing if I celebrate Christmas is that time for giving, is that time for fun and all these things. When the Most High talk about these things in the Bible and thing and he gave certain things to follow. But why we ain't taking covering of the things he give you and thing, taking covering of the other things and who again who again making we sin against the Most High? The same Christian leaders and them doing that and they're taking covering from the white man and the doctrines and them. So when you watch certain things like again and this is Most High say we shall serve other gods and things. We taking all these Jewish fables and them, and then after coming into reality, Valentine's, we start with something from two brothers from a wolf and keep on going on and it just keep on it spread again. So now it's something big again, Christmas, and so we keep on going all saints and thing. You go and be celebrating the dead. When the Most High don't tell you when you're dead, the bones your body goes to the ground and your spirit goes back to the Most High. Even when King Ezekiel was talking to Samuel was talking to King David. I tell me you will go and sleep with your fathers and you're going to sleep with your fathers and them. And all two again. So again no showing that the spirit here when you're dead, the spirit just go back to your spirit just go back to the Most High and thing. And things. So all these things and he's celebrating all saints and all souls and things that don't make no sense. Jewel fables and things, nothing making sense. And you know what? Like something bigger. People just waiting for these days to come around and they're not waiting for the Most High days and them like the Most High feast days. Ask anybody where's the Most High feast days and them. They might hear about the Passover. Start to tell them come here, call the others and things. Where the feast of trumpets, the feast of tabernacles, the day of atonement, the feast of dedication. They don't know again the first fruits and thing. These is all the most high feasts. These are the things you should be keeping. They can't get account to it and thing, right? But they know all them. They know all the other things that are coming down the line and thing, right?
Right.
So we take covering, not only most high, but we taking covering for all these other things and them in the world. And again, and who not teaching with these things? The Christian leaders and them not teaching with these things and them. And again, I mean, for years and it's the same thing over and over and thing. And again, it's time now you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians come out the Christian church and thing. Because again, all we just doing is just taking all we had own money and thing, and filling up the pocket on them, and they don't give a shit about black people and thing, right?
Right.
Came in Jeremiah 3:1.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 3 and verse 1. They say, if a man put away his wife, and she go from him, and become hands, she shall return, Salakia, shall he return to her again? Shall not that land be greatly polluted? But thou hast played the harlot with many lovers, yet return to me again, saith the Lord.
Right. So this is the most I here. So this have two this is a two-way thing now here, right? So now the most I say now, so Jeremiah 3:1, right? They say if a man put away his wife, right? She go away from him and becomes another man's wife, shall he return unto her? Shall not that land be greatly polluted? So now if you have a plant, right? And thing, right? So this for all the women and thing again, who like again, and this who just talking to the black Hispanics and Native Indian man. So all the women like to play around and go and sleep with another man and thing and feel like you come back to your man and thing. Here the most I saying, you know, are greatly polluted. So just like you have a plant and thing, and what plant is need for it to grow? Water and thing, right? But when now you go and take some other substance now and you get the plant and thing, the plant is die and thing. Because why? The plant wasn't to take that other substance and thing, right? So just sometimes that's like we kidney and all too, we kidney me body and all too again, right? The kidney was be help certain things with the most I say to put in my body. So even whatever little things in them thing need to push out, and think we kidney go push it out. If it's the milk, if it's the juice, the sugar, and all these things on them, again too much of it and thing. But when now we go and start to put other things in other liquids in my body and thing, we know we're gonna go now. You're gonna look to destroy your kidney and thing, and now you have all kind of kidney failures and things, same and other substance and them things. So when we talk about the flour and the wheat and all things, this is maybe whatever little things we're not supposed to be. This is where kidney go and move out to all these other things and them. Because why? That way kidney was used that way kidney function for these things and them coming in, but not these other things like marijuana, cocaine, and all these things on them, right? And the different way how they use it and things. So now you start to put pressure. So now when the most I come back to so now when the woman coming back to now we try and think now. So a woman and them. So when a woman now she go and get herself now and she be smelling one kind of semen or break in she body and thing. Now when she go with another man now another scent she start to pick up and thing because why she greatly polluted and thing and that's what the most I see you again. Hey, don't go and put yourself with no other man and thing. And things. So that's the first part again he showed, you know, don't go and put yourself with no other man. Because why? That man alone should be inside. So that's like how Beanie Man say one man alone and put the hump inside of you. And think that just it and think no other man supposed to put in no hump inside of you. That man alone it should be put in. So Beanie Man say it again, the next black entity and thing. It's the same thing coming here again, he saying it here and thing, right? So one man alone put your hump in you, right? So now when you go back to the next part now, so here the most I say now here now, right? But thou hast played the harlot with many lovers, so yet you turn unto me, saying the Lord. So when you say the harlot played thing with many lovers and she go and sleep, and so now when coming into we black people again, we find ourselves in all these Christian church and them and thing. Find ourselves in Pentecostal, Jehovah Witness. We start off the 7 days, we end up in Jehovah Witness, we end up in Baptist, Church of Christ, and the list goes on, Roman Catholic, and it keep on going on. And then after now we find Christianity, you're going to the Muslim, you're going to the Muslim Muslim thing. And then after now wherever thing come around with these other nations and them, you're just taking part. So you know you say and you find you play the harlot, right? And thing that's like how them harlot moving around, you moving around in these Christian church and thing, and the most I say move away from these Christian church and come back to the Lord's statutes and judgments and thing. And this again, this will be coming back to wait name we Christian leaders teaching we all these things on them, but they are not teaching we these things on them. Because why? They're all about the pockets and them thing, right? All about self-glory.
Right.
Come here, Deuteronomy 28 and 64.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people, from the one end of the earth even unto the other, and there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone.
So when you read verse 64, right, so that's what we say now, and the Lord shall scatter thee among all people from one end of the earth even unto the other, right? Then check we all over in Jamaica, we in Barbados, we in England, we in France, we in Italy, and thing. We all over and thing. We don't in the Middle East and thing. We all over the world, and then after we find ourselves serving other gods, we serving other gods and thing, and even say wood and stone. When we check back all these things and them, the wood representing the Christian church and them, and the stone representing the Muslim mosque and thing, right? And then after now, this is like to the people and thing, right? So this is when the most I say when you say that the devil and thing, right? The white man is the devil and thing, right? So when we go back and think the deceiver and thing, right? So when we go and check these other nations and them, taking the gods and putting them up and things. So you go say, well, yeah, but them East Indians and them Israel heathens and them too, right? So because now they've not the gods and them and thing, right? So now you know that hey, them East Indians and them they're putting up the gods. You're not paying about the Arabs and them had about 365 God every day that a God for them until Muhammad come and just leave with the Kaaba stone, which is what the most I was now talking about here, the that representing the Muslim mosque and them, right? But when you come back now to Christianity, in the Christian church again now, so and think now this is where they hide, this is where they kind of brainwashing we now. So because they're not pushing up no gods, they're just giving you days, but all these days is gods and them. So just like New Year's and thing, right? We celebrating New Year. This is what most I say, shall serve other gods. So in your own way, you thinking that it's just a day you're celebrating, and it's really gods you're celebrating. So just something, and then after now, so we go back and think New Year's Day that come from the Roman god Janus, the god at the beginning, and then so when you go when coming at the end of the year, you always find yourself going to church and think the end of the year into the next day, the new year and things. So you find yourself. So that exactly what happening. They go at beginning and end and thing, right? So that Janus, and then after now when you go to carnival right after again you are back drunkenness and thing, right through. You get your bacchanal woman and bacchanal man and thing, right? So, a bacchanalist is a drunk woman, and a bacchanal is a drunk man. So the same thing, so back and they get back or something, right? So when you go back again, celebrate, and then we see all them things happening in the Christian church to come and keep carnival parade and thing in the Christian church, because all these things is the gods and them and thing, right? And then after go down the line from all Thanksgiving and all these things again, where they went and kill all the Native Indians and them, and they take the food and make it as a feast and set a memorial time to celebrate this. And every year we find ourselves in these things. Because why? We're not looking into it. Because why? What they do? They push all the wine, the cakes, and all the rum and everything is, and all the gifts on them, and we black people not looking into these things on them, and it's fully pagan, and it's not any most because we're blinding we all the food and all the drinks and all them things, and nobody ain't looking into these things on them, because that will make we blind and thing, right?
Right.
And we check all these things, the Christmas, everything that come from the Africans, the white man take it over full 100 again. have nothing to do with the Most High, have nothing to do with Christ and thing. And again, what blinding we again? Same thing again. Gives again and thing. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and all these things. Happy Thanksgiving, Black Friday, same thing again. Seal and thing. When you check back all these things, is gods and thing we celebrating and thing, right? And why? Because that be foolishness again, and be Christian leaders not teaching with these things and them. And be up in the Christian church and thing. And the most destiny scriptures, the most I telling you and thing, even you shall serve wood and stone and thing, right? And that way Christian, the other wood representing Christianity and thing. And that's why we say, hey, we are always saying about Christians, and now you understand why we saying about Christians and thing. We should be Christians and thing following after Christ, but that is not what taking place on the face of the Christians and them is lawbreakers and them today. Right?
Right.
Come on, 1 Corinthians 4:9.
The book of 1 Corinthians chapter 4 and verse 9. For I think that God had sent forth the apostles last, as it were appointed to death, for we are made a spectacle unto the world, and to angels, and to men.
Right, so now, this is what Mosiah say now. So now he say he go send forth all the prophets and them last. Like if I pointed to that, so the last thing on somebody in somebody's life is really death and things. So what he saying now, he go send all the prophets and them, last and thing, right? So when you check the day and thing, right? All what's going on, all your Christian leaders from ever since were taken, and you keep on seeing them from since you're small, your next generation come from your grandchildren, and your next generation come. And the same thing over and over thing. They're making you sin against the Mosiah and thing. And the Mosiah say you send the prophets and them last. Last now. And who's the prophet them last right now? The I.S.U.P.K. right now, right since 1969 now, bringing back all the truth to you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Because you're going to Christian church and thing, and all we say in it here, they will never come out and tell you that, hey, you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, you are the 12 lost tribes of the nation of Israel and thing.
Right.
You are the Most High chosen people. You are the people should be ruling the earth. You are the people because of the earth and so much wickedness, and you're not ruling. That's why the earth and so much wickedness. They're not going to tell you that and thing. They're not going to tell you that, hey, we're not supposed to be marrying in these other nations and them thing. We're not supposed to be intermixing with these other nations and them and thing too. They're not going to tell you that and thing. So that's why the Most High say you will send the prophet and them last. You go in the Christian, you go in the Bible telling you that, hey, you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian man, you're not supposed to be married. You know what the Christian church doing? They're marrying Negro and East Indian, they're marrying white man and Negro and so thing and everything and again. Because why? That could never happen in the I.S.U.P.K. That could never happen in the I.S.U.P.K. and thing. Because they let you know that, hey, you women and them, the only road to go inside you is a black man road going inside. No other road could go inside. And you men, the only hole you either go into is them black women and them. No other woman and anything. They're not teaching you this thing in the Bible and thing. They're not teaching you these things and them. And thing. Because why? Your Christian leaders and them again don't waken you up and let you know that, hey, you should be separate from these other nations and them.
Right.
No together and no coming together and thing. Well again, what bring anything? The West Indies cricket team, Bharat and all of them, and then you take all them basketball teams and them, and then after you taking the UEFA Cup and thing, and you see all them brothers and five and all kind of thing going on, the white man and the black man and we all we Hispanic brothers and them thing, right? And seeing and seeing what going on and thing, and you know what? Yeah, everything is one and thing and thing. When these other nations they're taking full advantage of we and thing and destroying we as a people and thing. Yeah, we that and God is a Trini and all kind of thing and going on with black people suffering and all these things and them, right? And thing and that is not so and thing, right? We shouldn't be taking part in these things and them. Just how when Pakistan playing Australia, it should be full out it should be a full out nation against nation. and thing, right? Them whites will say, yeah, but we real master them East Indians and them in that cricket tournament and thing. But here comes the West Indies again. The West Indies have East Indian and a black man together and going and play India and thing. How East Indians and them going and play East Indians and then after black man thing, these and the brainwash and thing again and we black people again to the bottom and thing. When they sing this should be a nation thing going against the nation and thing, right? And this is the foolishness going on. And thing and that mashing we up as a nation.
Right.
The most I say you go send the prophets and them last, right? So again now this is the prophets and them now will bring the truth to you all and thing, whether you like it or not. It is what it is, and thing, right? You God chosen people who want to be ruling the earth. The other nations of them is to be under we, and thing, right?
Right.
And thing, right? And if you so-called nations like righteousness and thing, and we know that hey, we is the people should be thing. Well, yeah, let black people rule. But again, we will never think that because I do not like black people, and we will never like black people. But right through the record, show me that right through the record, we don't have to wait name. The Bible tells us that you do like black people, and then again, we seen it out here.
Right.
I know, right? Amen. John 8 and 44.
The book of John, chapter 8 and verse 44. Ye are of your fathers the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. Ye was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar, and the father of it.
Right. So John 8 and 44 say you have your father the devil, right? So when you look up that word devil, it mean deceiver, right, or slanderer, right? And then I say no, you know one of my brothers and them all he misguide with people into the Muslim mosque and them, right? He do something so right and tell you I don't have to tell you I don't have to tell you who the devil is and thing. I say you should know and all too. So when you watch wrong again, no if you didn't know the devil, because the white man now make you feel the devil is something spiritually and there is something with horns and it's out of this world. So now you're looking for a thing, and this is where the brainwash coming again from the same Christian church, not knowing that the white man is the devil the Bible was talking about and thing. So deceiver. So who deceiving the world today? Who is setting up gay marriages and all kind of thing, right? Who is setting up abortion? Who is setting up abortion laws? Who is setting up pedophiles law that hey, you know, a man could go and be with a girl from all 12 years and all these things and them. Who doing these things on the face of the earth and thing, right? So now again, you don't have to thing. We don't say it already, but you should know again who's the man when conquering all the other nations and them, right? And gain people independence and all kind of thing. But then after now, telling you that the Arabs and them is we don't care about the Arabs and them too, matter of fact, but they tell you that the Arabs and them is terrorists and them. But who's really the number one terrorist on the face of the earth and thing? Who is the number one terrorist on the face of the earth? Again, the so-called white man. Again, is the number one terrorist on the face of the so-called white man is the deceiver on the face of the earth, which is again the devil. And thing right, and watch it when we go again, you're the most Christ and you say it in red, you're the father the devil, because why? We love everything. We blacks, Hispanics and thing, you know what, we love everything what the devil set up and thing. We love Christmas and thing, we love New Year's and thing. We love we love women walking around the wood naked and thing, right? Putting the sisters and all in videos, and when you check out and thing, if there was must be appropriate and thing, they might not get all them likes and records and them selling and all things. Because why? This is what they think. Because why? We love whoredom and all these things and them. Again, it mashing me up and then after now coming to the Christian church, and for the Christian church to push all the nasty things they've been pushing from since in the Christian church for years. We've been talking about the Bible. All these Christian feasts. All these Christian feasts on them, right? And thing, right? So when you go back and all to from all Bacchus and all thing again, when you go back to Ash Wednesday and when you go back to Carnival and thing, again, You see what happened here again, right? So all who don't know one thing, the Christian church does set up Ash Wednesday, set up carnival. Because now no carnival wasn't there, but they announced the day for carnival. What happened? The next day was Ash Wednesday. The next day was Ash Wednesday again. So the Christian church does set up carnival and thing. Them set the dates for carnival and give you your Ash Wednesday and thing. So the same thing will come around. Whenever the COVID decided, when the Mosai decided to ease up the COVID, so all who like to say nah, it's not the Mosai sending this, right? Even if not the Mosai sending, you're saying it's a man-made thing, right? Well, if we actually serve this now, right? And thing, right? When we're in a car, right? And we're going down the road, and you see some accidents, some people should be dead and they're alive and thing, right? And some accidents now somebody should be dead and thing, and they're alive. So the two things happening, accident take place, wait, them people should be dead in the accident and that thing. And now some a little thing happen, wait, boy, them people dead in the accident, who making these things happen and thing? The Mosai. Mosai determines who live or who die and right. So when what are we trying to we're not trying to say not the Mosai, it is the Mosai and thing. So people saying it's not the Mosai sending the coronavirus and thing, it's not no plague and all kind of thing, but all them people dying across all over the earth and thing. Who in charge of that and thing? Is the Mosai and things. So no matter you try to think it and all too, it is the Mosai and thing. And this is again, no, we're not having the fear. We're not having the fear for the Mosai, because if we had the fear for the Mosai, we wouldn't be celebrating all these things in Christian church. This is now when we go in the Christian church, we know we have we pastors and them in order and say, hey, it's not in the Bible, you know. You can tell me about celebrating these things and them, you know, but again, all that feminine spirit the pastor have the same thing now, the men and them in the Christian church, that same feminine spirit and all too that happen and all too. Now the same thing now. So that's how they're pushing all these things on them in the Christian church. And you're celebrating is now when the trend, now the daughters can walk out the house whatever time they feel, walk out the house half naked and thing, and nobody and thing and say, hey, wait, I think daughter there, right? And the same thing go, because why? I feminist spirit in the Christian church and thing. Because why? Christian church do not belong to black people, right?
Right.
And then after I say he was a murderer from the beginning, right? So again, there's nothing new again when they check back again. So now they tell you again, right? So, all the loss of your father you will do. And he was a murderer from the beginning and things. So when you check back again, who thing under the hands a lot of we people die under the hands millions of people die under the hands of the white man. Millions of the other nations die under the hand of the white man and things. So again, you're seeing it for yourself and things. We really hate about what happened to the other nations and them, because again, all the other nations had a hand in the nation of Israel in slavery and thing, right? From the get-go, from the Africans come straight down to the white man. Right? And all you all is going to pay when Christ come back. And when he picketh a lie, he speaketh of his own words and things. So lies coming through the white man mouth right through. And then after now, you picking up that same doctrine now and saying it again. And then coming back again. See relationship marrying now. So now you're telling a man, hey, one man to one woman and thing. And when you watch back and think when you watch wrong, get it? Relationships mashing up like that. And thing two things coming. They tell you that a man could and is he like coming out the Christian church again. So when you go in the Christian church, when they do the ceremony, they tell you that you now marry the woman. But when you and in the I.S.U.P.K, they tell you that as long as you sex a woman, that woman becomes yours. So now if a young lady coming up doing that, sex is marriage and thing, right? And the man doing that now, the man will have more respect for that sister and thing. No, we're not seeing that who thing when stop and thing, it will never stop. But now a woman now will have that respect and way, hey, nah boy, if I go on have sex with he and thing, and he ain't think that my husband for life, nah, but he's spiriting right. Nah, me ain't going down that road and thing. So now she go hesitate from having sex with that man. Same thing now when that brother see that sister and right and thing, no, he go there, nah boy. If I go and do it, she did nah boy. She too loud for me, boy. She only rango tango boy. And think, nah, me good and not me. She had to change her way before I could go and deal with she and thing, right? So now all these things now, our brother gonna know me going and deal with that sister because you know what? Sex in marriage. Now you know that I have to deal with she, not with the Christian church, because I know a woman feel that she could go and leash him man and be out because why? Me like how he sexing me, or hey, he too loud for me, he don't give me no money and thing, but daddy man you choose. So now you had to deal with that for your rest of your life and thing. Because that you didn't want to take time to get the right man and look forward for the right man. So all these things now the Christian church, so now the Christian church making women feel like they leave men anytime they war and go and beat another man because why they didn't put the ring on their finger and they didn't go to they didn't go to no lawful marriage. When that sex is the marriage in the eyes of the most high and thing. And now when come back to things that marriage is mashing up because of sex and the next thing the next thing mashing up now again now is when our next man, woman here, she man with another woman. But all I do for it, that way you do me by it. And think by spend my whole life we build this together and you go and put yourself with another woman and thing and then after that's why we reading Jeremiah and thing. She go and thing and she decide to go and beat another man and it's this and when you go and check up all these records and you see these things, there's man after man going down the line and then coming up who and she doing self no. So they and then this just the brainwash the Christianity and things. So they go pour a whore is like somebody in them who club and thing they go and pay their money and thing and they go and wait name. But you actually just going and sleeping around after a man because you have a nice work and thing you leave your man and because you can tell a man, hey, come on buy it tonight and thing. Next 2 weeks again, you come again, you tell another fella and thing, come and buy it. And you dress up, you walk in WhatsApp, you walking in the P&M office and in the Prime Minister office and thing, and feel you can go and call that boy or anything and feel you use that good girl is a whore. That way is and thing too, and that exactly what going on with sisters and them thing. So I feel like they could just go and play themselves and thing, and that is not the most thing. We shouldn't be no woman not supposed to be playing themselves. One man alone to that thing, no playing himself with man and thing. No, we not supposed to, that is not of the nation and thing, right? So you woman and thing, that your man forever and thing, right? And you men and all too. When you sex a woman and thing, that your woman forever and all too and thing too. Till death, that your woman and thing. So again, if you know you're not ready for the woman, if you know you don't like the woman and she will, do go and sex the woman. Don't go and take she for the whore. And thing. And you woman and all do take yourself for the whore because you're just feeling hot and thing. And you're just feeling that's why I rod inside you and thing. Die hold them and all too, right? Come on. Give me Jeremiah 23:1.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 23 and verse 1. Be unto the pastors that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pasture, saith the Lord.
Right, so woe that that's the one. Read it over for me, please.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 23 and verse 1. Woe be unto the pastors that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pasture, saith the Lord.
So woe be unto them pastors that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pasture, saying the Lord, right? So when we check out like a shepherd and thing, right? A shepherd is the person who should be guarding the sheep and them from wolves and all kind of thing, right? But when you check this today and all too again, right? What them Christian leaders doing? They're setting up the sheep and them to get killed and things, right? So now we having we people now celebrating things we're not supposed to be celebrating, taking part in things we're not supposed to be breaking the most high laws and them most important and thing too, right? So again now with the Christian leadership be teaching the blacks, Hispanics and Native Indians the most high laws. But why? No, they're not teaching anything. So they're leaving we open now for the wolves and them to attack. They're leaving we open now to celebrate every living thing on the face of the earth and not the most high laws, statutes and judgments and them thing, right? So now these are our nations and them now. And when I check back now, when we check back myself, who is the wolf for them? These are our nations and them. We picking up everything with these other nations and doing, and then after being devoured by these other nations and them. Again, when we check back all in the streets and them, we've been murdering in the streets and them. And when you check what in Trinidad and Tobago, black people don't have no money to be bringing in no drugs and no guns and no tying into all them, linking them with all these people out there and thing. And we the ones tying into all the drugs and them. You see it many times. There's the you see it with a so-called minister daughter when his stepdaughter when they get old. You see up to now the woman get bail and the other two brothers and them we didn't know if they come out if they get any bail and thing and you see a keep. You're not telling them, hey, stay away from these things. These are now we culture. Smoking don't belong to we. Dreadlocks don't belong to we. And thing, right? Walking the road naked and thing. These things and them don't belong to we. These are some of the other nations and them. Hey, don't follow the other nations and them. You're not teaching them and thing. That's been leaving them open to that's leaving them open for the wolf and them to devour them, right? And for the wolf and them to push and come and kill them. And thing, right? So again, and we should be doing protecting them, right?
Right.
Protecting them from the wolf and them and all these doctrines around them and thing. But no, because why the Christian leaders and them again? Because why they're making them do what they want and thing. They're making the sheep and them just go all about the place so the wolf and them could eat them and kill them and thing and separate them and thing, right? And then after you know what will be going on there, when we get separated, you know that we become weak and thing. Because why? We don't have a structure and thing, right? So again, see what happening again. So the way the Most High saying, woe unto these woe be unto these pastors and them that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pasture, saying the Lord. So here what the Most High saying again. So who pasture we is belong to the Most High and thing, right? So and that's as when Christ say, I come for the lordship of the house of Israel and come for the lordship of the house of Israel. So who Christ come for? Come for the nation of Israel. Come for you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man. Native Indian. Yeah, you people from Colombia, Brazil, Peru, and thing, right? Puerto Rico, Trinidad, you black man in Trinidad, you black man in Jamaica, St. Vincent, the Native Indians and them on the reservoir. That is who Christ come for again. And why? Christian leaders Christian leaders ain't telling you that and Christian leaders not telling you that and thing, right? Christian leaders making you feel and you same level, you're on the same playground with all these other nations when you are not on the same level with these other nations and them, right?
Right.
When I read verse 2.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 23 and verse 2. Therefore, thus say the Lord God of Israel against the pastors that feed my people. Ye have scattered my flock and driven them away, and have not visited them. Behold, I will visit upon you the evil of your doings, saith the Lord.
So all you pastors and them who don't want to teach you don't want to teach all the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians that hey, use the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel and thing. Yeah, use God chosen people. But the Most I say you will visit evil upon you all and thing, or you're not getting away. So just as you had read, you said and who feel when we read in Matthew 5 and 19 and thing and teach men not to do so, you're seeing it here what the Most I saying, evil coming upon you, evil coming upon you and thing, right? Again, so go ahead and live it up nice. Go and drink when you're thirsty. Go and drink champagne, put on your rogue. Drive the nice Mercedes Benz and thing. When you're breathing in nice air condition and thing, right? Go ahead and live it up, man. And then well, evil come. Let's remember this with the Most I say evil coming upon you all and thing, right? Because why? You ain't feeding the children, you ain't feeding his flock and thing, right? You ain't telling them who they is. You ain't giving them the structures. You ain't giving them the dietary laws and thing, right? You ain't giving them the feast days they should be following. You're making them follow Jewish people. You make them follow all the white man philosophies and all these things and them, right? You ain't telling them, hey, when you sex a woman, that woman becomes your wife and thing, right? You ain't telling them all these things and them, right? The same thing with the men and them too, the same and all too, right? You ain't telling them all these things. The Most High will visit you. I see how we say evil coming and thing. So all the people like they say, my God is a nice and loving, my God is a nice and loving God and thing, right? And all the Christianity coming. Yeah, all the Most I say evil coming upon me, evil coming upon them pastors and them and thing, right? So again, yeah, my God is a nice and loving God and thing, yeah. But all the Christian churches always say about God. He is a nice and loving God. But tell yourself this and all too. It's better you think of God evil than you think I'm good. Because no, if you think of God evil, it's like you're You're always trying to do good and things. So by doing always thinking about the God that that man is a man terrible. It's obviously hey, you're going to like a child now knowing that hey, if I go and do that and thing, my mother go beat me. So now if your child even that child now following and doing everything the parent doing, they say nah boy, I'm gonna go and buy this in Sando and pour a Spain and I see a toy, I'm gonna go and get this and thing. By you that even self trying to do the good at the Mosai don't really planning good for you and all to say instead of doing the good about the Mosai, it don't come in here by you just thinking that the Mosai is evil. And this again should be all of the Christian this is what the Christian leaders should be pushing to rate him. But you know what they push? Yeah, God is a nice and loving God, he's a merciful God and thing, yeah, and hallelujah and amen and sort of clap and thing and all in the white gown and all these things and not knowing that the Musa is very dread, right? And that's how you send evil upon the,
Right.
he said, on you all. Give me Deuteronomy 4 verse 7 and 8.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4 and verse 7. For what nation is there so great, who hath God so nigh unto them, as the Lord our God is in all things that we call upon him for? Verse 8. And what nation is there so great, that hath and judgments so righteous as all this law which I set before you this day?
So see now again now, so this is what the Mosai is saying. So one nation so great was so near to the Mosai again. You blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian man was so near to the Mosai. No other nation was close to the Mosai. So just as when you go in Psalms, this is another thing that's so sure again. So this year now we get in Deuteronomy, get in Psalm 147, verse 19 and 20. Give a law, statutes, and judgment unto Israel. You haven't dealt with any other nation. Which nation in the face of it was so close to the Mosai? Which nation in the earth get manna from the Mosai and thing? No nation in the face of the earth. Which nation in the earth the Mosai send the angels and them to talk to and thing? Like they like to come in the Christian church and pour up angels and white angels and thing and they take a and the shit area is all love and all kind of all the Jewish fables and nonsense and thing. Which nation the angels and them ever talk to and thing? You so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian. No other nation on the face of the earth. One check back all the miracles and all. One check back all the miracles and things. Parting the Red Sea and all these things and them. One thing. Who you do it for? The nation of Israel. Did it for anybody else? Which nation on the face of the earth to kill the first? A nation going around the people and them and he kill the firstborn and he kill the firstborn. Which nation you was warning and tell, hey, leave my people and them alone before I really deal with your hearts and things. Which nation and that was? Which nation was so close to the Most High? The nation of Israel and thing. Again, when you watch we and thing, we all in the and thing. And that's how they say we have a zeal to praise him, but we don't know how. Because why? Your Christian leaders not teaching you how to praise the Most High and thing. They're teaching you how to sin against the Most High and thing, right?
Right.
So that the nation close to the Most High, the nation of Israel. And then you check out all these nations and them alone, and just leave them alone, you're going to see exactly what it is and thing. The Syrians, 3 million gods on them. For one, the cow, every part of the cow is a god for them. The cow dung is a god and all to and thing to you check back the white it started which will come around Easter and a woman with 12 breasts. Go and get a woman today with 12 breasts. A woman only had 2 breasts and thing, right? Well, I want to find a woman and all. And then, right, so again, you see what happening again. We need to come out of the Christian church again, because why? The only lost thing with people in the Christian church and how we Christian and how we people celebrating nonsense, right?
Right.
Give me Matthew 15 and 9.
The book of Matthew, chapter 15 and verse 9. But in vain do they worship me, teaching for doctrines the commandments of men.
All right, so Matthew 15 and 9, I say in vain they worship me. So when we people and them again now thinking that, hey, these is the men of the Most High and thing, right? So when you're thinking about the Christian church and thing, we have a zeal, we want to go and praise the Most High and thing, but really, and all going on in it in vain and thing, right? So now the Christian leaders now, them in vain in praising the Most High, and now you in vain praising the Most High, because if them off, you going to be off and all too. So just like a man off and thing, are you children? When that man off as a man being off, his children and then going to be off and all too. The same thing going to happen in the Christian church. That pastor off in the Christian church, and here you whole congregation coming every week, everything, he going to be off and thing. When them Christian leaders should be, when them people in the Christian church see something going on with that thing, they should be blasting that Christian leader and say, hey, that is nothing that recording and thing. And that will come in so great the I.S.U.P.K coming, because everything they follow in the Bible and thing, right? They don't add, they don't take away. Wherever it is and thing, right? We do add, we do take away. And that how it should be, right? Don't go and make people celebrate things and them will not be and set up laws when they never set up anything, and after the black people suffering going against the Most High and thing, right? So again, see what the scriptures and all saying again too. But in vain they do worship me, teaching doctrines are the commandments of men and things. They're not teaching God, they're not teaching white name. And people go hearing this and they so love all these things, all these Christian things in the Christian church and thing, right? Continue celebrating the Christmas, continue eating pork, crab, shrimp, lobster, bacon, or your ham on Christmas Day. Continue to all your black eyed peas going in the Christian church on New Year's and thing. Right? Continue with the doctrines and men and thing. But remember, all these things are going to everybody is going to hear these things, right? So they have no gain and thing. And that's how the Most I see send the prophet to them last. So everybody is going to hear that, hey, you is a so-called black Hispanics and Native Indian. You're going to hear that you are the nation of Israel and you have things to follow. And if you do not follow, right? You know what coming, you'll feel the wrath of the Most High. That's why you see you send evil upon them pastors, and so coming to all want to follow Christianity. Right?
Right.
Like in Matthew 23 and 14.
The book of Matthew, chapter 23 and verse 14. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! For ye devour widows' houses, and for pretense make long prayer. Therefore ye shall receive the greater damnation.
Right. So again now, so all them Christian pastors and them again, when they go and check back and all too again, who like well they're reaching from widows now. They're not interfering with men and them wife, and they're not interfering with men and them wife. So just the other day through the COVID-19 and thing, right? A brother say, let me go boy, this thing real serious and thing. I'm going to let me go and change wrong my life and go and get to the Most High. So just as we read in the scripture above and thing, right? So now you're making people do things vanity and in vain and all kind of thing, right? And teaching commandments of man and all kind of thing. So he gonna know. So he gets sent home to the COVID-19 and thing, right? So same time he going every day. Now the company call him back and thing. So he going back out to work and thing. When he going back out to work, he wife now still dealing with the pastor and things. So now he decided to come home earlier day. And guess what happened now? So now it get more worse now with the Christian pastors, and there was like hunting widows. There was hunting widows now. They're going to put themselves with widows and them now and thing. Now it reached more worse now. Now they're going on man, wife and all too. So adultery now these Christian leaders and them doing. So now when the man come home now, usually now which party he used to lead them teaching and thing. He like the carry and thing. But when he come now, it should be right in that gallery thing there and even self now thing is right in the living room. So anything that they know in the gallery, know in the living room. When he going everything, he hear any woman going, he say, boy, don't tell me that. Don't tell me what it is that way. And then he still like he going up, he says, yes, same by tell me it's just a movie or something. So and what happened? The pastor, same thing happening in the scripture and that's what they did saying that devouring widows. What the man went and do, devour the man wife and thing. And that is it again. And there's the wickedness of the Christian, there's the wickedness of the Christian church again, talking about all these things the Mosai talking about, and think watching our next man and wife and thing, right? And what you're doing and thing, right? A man come to you to get knowledge to nobody Mosai, and what you doing? You look to go and be with the man and wife and thing, right? And committing adultery and thing. And when she be when you even say what the woman they tell you, the woman they come around you and thing, you say, hey, nah, mister, you have to deal with your husband and thing, or the again, I know the woman shall be, hey, pastor, what you doing? You fall into the trap with the you fall into that trap with the pastor. And see what the Christian church producing? Monsters the Christian church producing out there.
Right.
Right? Right, give me James 3:1.
The book of James, chapter 3 and verse 1. My brethren, be not many masters, knowing that we shall receive the greater condemnation.
Right, so when we go and read Matthew, that's not so I'm going back to Matthew 23 and 14, right? And you're going to read Matthew, the same James 3 and verse 1, right? So I'm going back to Matthew, right? Right, so woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for you devour widows' houses, and for a pretense make a long prayers, right? So all these things the Christian church and them doing and thing, and they're not about the most and thing. For therefore you shall receive a greater damnation and thing. So again now, the Christian church and these Christian leaders, they're making people sin and them doing and they're sinning and all too, right? And you know the most I say them will receive a greater damnation because them know better. And things like so. These are the people them taught the hardy laws, and this is why they give up their life to make people righteous and things. But what they're doing, they're making people unrighteous and things, right? So the most I say now, the greater damnation shall come upon you, right? So that was Matthew 23 and verse 14 say, right? So read Jeremiah 3 and verse 1.
The book of James, chapter 3 and verse 1.
Yeah, my bad.
My brethren, be not many masters, knowing that we shall receive the greater condemnation.
Right, so no, again, no, so no, the most I say no. So all you prophets and thing, right? No, walk in that righteousness and thing, right? Because no, if you do walk in that righteousness now and thing, and you start to sin against the most, because everything here in the Bible now, you know one thing, you know any laws, you know any dietary laws, you know how to deal with the feast days and thing, and you know not to go and take part in all this Christmas and thing, and then after now, by you being a leader now and people seeing you doing them thing now, so if some people going to use the opportunity now to say, hey, look, I see pastor doing that. You instead of tell them to do it and all too. That's them you seeing them you doing that. Then when I say, but I see pastor doing that, that the man of the Most High, that the man of the Lord, and all too. And you instead of tell them, that how the Most High that's where to be, that how full on the Most High where to be righteous and all too again too. So them, by even you not telling them and they seeing you going off, them going to use that example and say, hey, look, I see pastor and things. So the Most High where to be righteous, right you black men and them, right? And that's where the I.S.U.P.K set up, we know, to be that light for we people and thing, and have that love for we people and walk that road and thing too again. So now again, when we come to serve the Most High, it's full out righteousness, right you and thing, right? Not making when we go on a line, we bringing weed and thing so you know we going to party and thing, we know hey, well is wine we going to drink or alcohol, and we know we can't wait. We can't get drunk and thing, right? Because I know the Most High and thing, right? You know, if we gonna eat anything, we gonna and thing. We are the laws and thing. We are the laws and thing. We know if we gonna eat anything, it's either chicken, turkey and thing, or eating goat and thing, right? We know we can't eat no maniku and no duck and no booty and all them thing, right? So and this is what we should be thinking again. So nobody can say nothing. Say, boy, them is hypocrite by them telling people one thing and them doing another thing, and then after so that one. So we have to keep that now, and we say that no, the other people go say, yeah, what them really saying, they're really living it up and thing, and now we do have to do that, and some people that see we doing wrong, and then after now they get the example. But, oh, the next thing now you're not going against the Most High and thing, and you're going there against your blaspheming the Most High and say like, hey, the Most High said to do this, and it's not so the Most High saying and thing. So again, so why? So you men and them, so the Most High wanted to be walking that righteous way, and you see today, them Christian leaders not doing that because everything was set up. They're going against the Most High and things, so they're going to feel they're going to feel the wrath of the Most High and things. So again, when you tune into the I.S.U.P.K, and think we have classes where it's really weak and thing, right? From Monday to Monday to Friday, get all the knowledge the history and how we do things and thing, right? And get the history of all the other nations and them and thing, what they did to we and all kind of thing, right? And yeah, I'll just leave with one more scripture for you tonight. So now we'll give me 1 Timothy 3, 1 to 5.
The book of 1 Timothy, chapter 3, and verse 1. This is a true saying. If a man desire the office of a bishop, he desireth a good work.
Right. So if a man desire the office of a bishop, desire good work and thing, right? So again, you should be full 100 doing everything right and thing, right? That zeal to do to help your brother, help your sister and thing, help you to go and do the work at the Most High. Don't matter what time it is and thing, right? And thing, right? Go ahead to verse 2.
Verse 2. A bishop then must be blameless, the husband of one wife, vigilant, sober, of good behavior, given to hospitality, apt to teach.
Right, so a bishop must then be blameless and thing, right? So again now when I check back a bishop is somebody who control the churches and control the churches and things. So who in charge of the churches and them. So that more or less be like what we go in the scriptures like Christ and Paul and thing was more in charge of churches and all them thing, right? So and when they walk on it, brother them walk the road, people have nothing to say about them and thing, right? So they didn't feel no shame and thing, right? So no shame serving the Most High, no shame that anything they're doing wrong and thing, right? And the husband of one wife. So again now they go take this and say, well, hey, look at Bishop. So Christ was in charge of churches and thing, and that wasn't talking about when they say the husband of one wife, that wasn't talking about really the worker. That wife was talking about really the worker, the Most High and thing, right? So this is really we should be waiting him. So this is gonna make that's like a man high wife and he want to attend to wife every day and all the needs and thing with him. This is when I pastor somebody want to do the work of the Most High and want to and control the churches and thing. This is what it should happen in front of you and in front of everything else. The work of the Most High full 100, right? So this way should make your first wife and thing. Wasn't talking about literally a man wife or your home and thing, right? Go ahead.
Verse 3. Not given to wine, no striker, not greedy of filthy lucre, but patient, not a brawler, not covetous.
Right, so when you go through all these things from 3 and verse 4 and things, that's true that hey, all these things and them, don't be a partaker of all these things and them, because the same thing now what people say again now, if you're doing this now, people going to start to say, but wait now, or you could be a man of the Most High and he's a drunkard, you're always brawling with people and thing, right? And so the rest goes on and thing. I say you should be walking that road straight. So nobody had nothing to say and thing, right? And you go on to verse 5, right?
Verse 5. For if a man know not how to rule his own house, how shall he take care of the church of God?
Right. So again now. So this is how again now. So this is the Christian pastors and them now again. When you check them and thing, right? They're always in something. It's homosexuality, then homosexuality, then adultery and thing. Then they're making people eat the things and them they're not supposed to be eating and thing, right? And again, so now you're coming to rule the Most High. You're coming to rule the Most High chosen people and them and thing. Nah, you have to get yourself in a better order. And the Christian leaders, it's an order for the Christian leaders. Out of order, these Christian leaders and them is they're leading people astray. They're making people sin against the Most High. And it's time now you people and me Christian church come out the Christian church, because all these Christian leaders, they make you sin against the Most High and die them damnation coming to you. So just as I say, them will receive the greater damnation, and the Most I say them will receive the greater damnation. Meaning you all in the Christian church and all damnation coming for you and all too. And thing too. So come on the Christian church and let me tune into I.S.U.P.K and thing. Just as the Most I say, he send the prophets and them last, and these are the people and them right now to lead you black people and things back to the Most High, right? And with that, I'll pass the class over to Christian Officer Michael.
This is the I.S.U.P.K security announcements. We are the I.S.U.P.K out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commandant Gen.YAHANNA. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or a sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to share themselves with the world. After 6 months, if a brother or a sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to the brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After the 6-month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithe, which is a commandment. You can find this in Numbers chapter 18 and verse 21 and Malachi chapter 3 verses 8 to 10. Means 10 in the Hebrew and pronounced Maisha. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, you give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund. Free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to give. Upcoming Holy Convocation. The upcoming Holy Convocation is the Feast of Passover, which is the 14th day of the first month, which is Saturday, April 24th, 2021. You can find this in Exodus chapter 12, verse 1 to 51, Leviticus chapter 23, chapter 4, verses 4 to 5, 1 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 7 to 8, and 2 Chronicles chapter 30 and verse 17. Remind Archeum and Aquatium to check on social media, such as ISUPK.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for I.S.U.P.K events and materials. If your brother wants to be a trooper in the school, then he's to start wearing all black, which include black boots, like shirt, like headbands or scarf. And with that, we say I major. Sir, we're going to turn and face the east, and we're going to begin with the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayah, Kwadash, Haya, Shamka, Yahweh, Malavatka, Taba'a, Ratazaka, Haya, Aisha, Baratiza, Kawa, Haya, Mashemaya, the thunder Nawa, Lakam, Kal, Yawam, Wasalaknawa, Kawawatnawa, Kasalaknawa, Kawawatinawa, Wala'a, Tabayanawa, Banasayawan, Abal, Awashinawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Amalakwa, Waha'ala, Wataparat, Wa'aibalamian, Aman.
What we just said, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done.
Thy will be done.
The earth that is in heaven.
The earth that is in heaven.
Give us this day our daily bread. And forgive our debts. As we forgive our debtors.
As we forgive our debtors.
And lead us not into temptation.
And lead us not into temptation. But deliver us from evil.
Thine is the kingdom.
Thine is the kingdom.
And the power.
And the power.
And the glory.
And the glory.
Forever. So be it.
So be it.
Amen.
We're going to say the Hakak, or the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Babakashai, the thunder now, Hakak, Larapa, Kalmakala, Wakalmanawo, Hakak, Lata, Atamazarium, Hakak, Lahakwayam, Hamakayam, Hakak, Irakawa, Atamayala, Lagarashan, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Tawada Aman.
What we just said, Yahweh, the name of Yahushai, give us the power,
the power
to heal, all manner of sickness, all manner of disease, for to cleanse the leper, for to raise the dead, for against unclean spirits, cast them out, the name of Yahushai.
Thank you, so be it. We're going to say bless Israel in the Hebrew. Barakata Yahweh, Wayahushai, Wamakala, Walayam, Atazavia, Alawapiahana, Ha Alawapia, Ha Saraniam, Ha Kwatazayanyam, Ha Kayalianyam, Wakwatiam, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Tawara Aman.
What we just said, bless you, Yahweh, and Yahushai, and Michael, and the angel, Commanding Gen.YAHANNA, the generals, the captain, the officers, troopers, and the sisters. Yahweh, the name of Yahushai. Thank you. So be it. This is the I.S.U.P.K curses. Blessed are you, Yahweh.
Blessed are you, Yahweh.
King of heaven and earth.
King of heaven and
And
earth.
all things living.
And all things living.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
The name of Yahweh.
The name of Yahweh.
Listen to us now.
Listen to us now.
Right now.
Right now.
And evil and curses.
Send evils and
And
curses.
punishment and destruction.
And punishment and destruction.
To the heathen.
To the heathen.
That speak against
That
us.
speak against
Thy
us.
prophets.
Thy prophets.
The teachers.
The teachers.
The prince.
The prince.
The priest.
The priest.
The Israelite brothers.
The Israelite brothers.
And the school.
And the school.
And evil and curses.
Send evils and curses.
And punishment and destruction.
And punishment and destruction.
To the heathen.
To the heathen.
And shake loose.
And shake loose.
The treasure of the rich of Israel.
The treasure of the rich of
That
Israel.
refuse to give to the
That
school.
refuse to give to the school.
Cause their riches.
Cause their riches.
To enter thy sanctuary.
Enter into thy sanctuary.
Send evil and
Send
curses.
evils and curses.
And punishment and destruction.
And punishment and
To the
destruction.
Edomites.
To the Edomites.
The nation.
And the nation.
And the drug
And
dealers.
the drug dealers.
The court system.
The court system.
The prison system.
The prison system.
Planned Parenthood.
Planned Parenthood.
All the government of our enemies.
All the government of our
I'm
enemies.
the sing of the armies.
I'm electing of the
Roman
land.
Catholic Church.
Roman Catholic
The
Church.
Pope.
The Pope.
Islam. Christianity.
Christianity.
Egyptology.
Egyptology.
Militia.
Militia.
Ku Klux Klan.
Ku Klux Klan.
Area Nation.
Area Nation.
Skinheads.
Skinheads.
Cosmopolitan.
Cosmopolitan.
The gay movement.
Gay movement.
The lesbian movement.
Lesbian movement.
Spies.
Spies.
Workers of
Workers
witchcraft.
of witchcraft.
NASA space
NASA
program.
space program.
Army.
Navy.
Navy. Air Force. Marine. Wall Street.
Wall Street.
Open up the internet.
Open up the internet.
And the airways.
And the airways.
Cable access
The
channel.
cable access channel.
The radio channel.
And the radio channel.
Convict the spirit.
Convict the
Of
spirit.
any of thy people.
Of any of thy
That
people.
seek to stop
That
us.
seek to stop
And
us.
bring to
And bring
destruction.
to destruction.
To all the heathens.
To all the heathens.
That stand in our way.
That stand in the way.
Try to stop
Or
us.
try to stop us.
From broadcasting your
From
word.
broadcasting your
Throughout
word.
the earth.
Through the earth.
Let loose all the place.
Let loose all the plague.
Cause them to go to
Cause them
and
to
fro.
go to and fro.
Throughout the earth.
Through the earth.
And consume them.
And consume
And let
them.
the plague shake.
Let the plague
The
shake.
house of the
The
thief.
house of the
And
thief.
the murderer.
And the murderer.
Let the house
Let
shine.
the house shine.
Michael.
Michael.
And Gabriel.
And Gabriel.
Come down with the flying
Come down with
saucer.
the flying
And
saucer.
punish all the
And
heathens.
punish all the
That
heathen.
come up against
That
us.
come against
As we
us.
speak thy word.
As we speak thy word.
For the people my
Cause
word.
it to be known by
As
all.
the angels have done
That it
it.
is the angels that have
For
done
to
it.
spread to the
Cause
media.
it to be spread to the media.
For the whole
For the
world.
whole world.
For them to shake up thy
Cause them
covenant.
to shake at thy
In the
coming.
name of Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh.
Thank you always.
We thank you.
So be it.
So be it. We're going to say bless Israel in the Hebrew. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Ba'ashem.
Ba'ashem.
Yahweh Shai. Barak Lanawa.
Rakanawa.
Wayashala.
Shala.
Wahabayat.
Abayat.
Saparia.
Sabarim.
Barak.
Barak.
Rapah.
Rapa.
Magan.
Magan.
Hagan.
Magan.
Commander Joyanna.
Manager.
Generals.
Generals.
Captains.
Captains.
Officers.
Officers.
Troopers.
Troopers.
Sisters.
Sisters.
Children.
Children.
All the destroyed of
All
Israel.
the children of Israel.
All those fighting the company
All
truth.
those by coming to. Brothers and sisters in the I.S.U.P.K.
Brothers and sisters in the I.S.U.P.K.
Brothers and sisters fighting coming truth.
Brothers and sisters fighting the company truth.
Children and babies in the I.S.U.P.K.
Children and babies in the I.S.U.P.K.
Transfer family.
Transfer family.
Wrong family.
Wrong family.
Zion.
Zion.
Wesleyan.
Wesleyan.
Daniela.
Daniela.
Jamilia.
Jamilia.
Ashida.
Ashida.
Trisha.
Trisha.
Chantel.
Chantel.
Ayelin.
Nima.
Nima. Khadija.
Khadijah. Basham.
Basham.
Yahushai.
Yahushai.
Tawada Aman.
What a man. What you just said. Lord, in the name of Yahushai.
Lord, in the name of Yahushai.
Bless us.
Bless us.
And Israel.
And Israel.
And the school.
And the school.
Bless.
Bless.
Heal.
Heal.
Shield.
Shield.
Protect our loved ones.
Protect our loved ones.
In the name of
In the name
Yahushai.
of Yahushai.
Thank you.
We thank you.
So be it.
So be it. Sir, men of Israel, let's give the teacher a one courtesy salute. Imagine Shabbat. Imagine. Barak. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Bakatar.
Yahweh Bashim Yasar Bakatam.
Yad Yad Matar. Sir, men of Israel, let's give the sisters online a one courtesy salute. Imagine Shabbat. Imagine. Barak. Yahweh Shema Latan Ba'ashem Yahushai. Yad Yad Matar. Class dismissed.